Hello all, again let me introduce a very new tool to all of you. Those who have heard about Git previously, that is well and good. And if you're hearing it very first time, that's okay because this course is completely made for a beginner. So in this first course, the first tool that we are supposed to understand in the today's set of series is Git. Okay, what is Git? So introducing Git. So if you want to introduce a Git, then this is the normal definition that GitHub is a web-based platform that hosts Git repository, enables developer to store, manage, and collaborate on a code in the cloud. Now these words are very generic. Okay, why? Because these things are very heavy word if you are hearing it very first time. So let me make it very easy for you. Okay, because that is what I believe, that I create a scenario based learning so that you all can able to understand the same thing, the exact same concept, but with the scenario based learning. So let's go very easy. Okay, let's understand the Git from the very basic. So let's consider the scenario. So we have divided this entire lecture in the three episode, and in the three episode I will going to cover the majority part of the Git which is mostly needed in the industry. So let's begin with the first episode, that what is Git. So imagine a Rohan, a 22-year-old boy from Bangalore. He has just finished his first app. The app name is Dosa Order Tracker. This is Rohan's first project. He has made his first application, and the application tracks the food order for his mom's cloud kitchen. Now one day he delete all his file present in that app, the project that he has rigorously working from the past 2 months. He even did not even find it out in the recycle bin or in other bin. So for the suggestion, he went to his friend, and this friend is introduces Rohan to a new tool called Git. Then his friend introduced Git to him, and the Git comes into the Rohan's life and make Rohan's task very easy. So what is Git? Okay. So Git is like a time machine. Okay. So what does that mean? That a time machine? It means that it creates a checkpoint so that you can store your project once you complete it. So that even if accidentally if he deletes any file in future, he will able to recover it. So what Rohan's best friend, he introduces him to tools like Git, and he has given him exact recipe. The first three command which helps Rohan so that whenever he finishes any of his project, whenever he do any changes in the project, after doing the changes, he just made a practice that he is definitely going to execute these three command every time whenever he is doing any changes, whenever he build up any project, any day, any time, any moment. These three command just his friend has by hearted and tell Rohan that this is what that I keep on practicing, and you should too if you want to become a good mature developer. So what is this three command? The three command is git init, git add, and git commit. Okay, so let's say that git is a some person or an entity. You're using that person, and then you are using some one or two word command. The first command is git init command, so you are telling this person named Git that first initialize my Git. The second thing is that you are telling again the Git that you are going to add all my file for the saving, so initiate the saving. And then you are again telling Git one by one, you are again telling Git that commit all the changes that I have done and with some name, so that every changes you want to give it a name, so that you don't want to become the burden of renaming the file again and again and again whenever you're doing any changes. Okay, you simply just use this git commit command. So again I am telling what is the agenda of episode 1. It is that introducing the first three command, which is git init, git add, and git commit hyphen m, and your commit message name, any message, so that your project is able to save into your local source, so that if you accidentally delete your project, you will able to recover it anytime. So let's introduce the first three command. Let me tell you how to use these things, and then so that you never lose your code again. So have you understood about the scenario that anytime you may also in your developing journey can come under this problem, and if you haven't used Git before, then you may fall into trouble. So that is why understanding the maturity of the Git as early as possible will help you to prevent any problem in the future. So let's implement our first project. So in order to implement the first project, the first thing is that we need to see what is Git, how to install into our local system. We need to see each and every step. I will tell you, don't worry. What you need to do is just go to Google and just type git install. Just search it, go to the first link, and for a Windows user, if you are using Windows, if your system is Windows, based on that you can simply download the setup file, let's say this one, and you can simply download the setup file. For a Mac user, just open any command prompt or just open any terminal and type this command. So if I just going to open any terminal, I am going to type this command, and then my Git started installing in my system. Similarly, for a Linux user, just type this command sequentially. The first one, then the second two, and then again. For the Fedora user, you can try use this one. For different versions of operating system in Linux, the people can able to type this one line of a code, and the Git will able to install into their system. Now as you can see that my Git is installed into my system. Now if you want to check my Git version, simply type git space hyphen hyphen and then version. So this Git has been installed. So okay, my Git has been installed into my system. Now what? Now let's save my project. So let's open any IDE. I hope that you are aware about any IDE, VS Code, Anti-Gravity, any IDE. Just open the project. Let's say my first project is Dosa Order Tracker. This is my first project, and this is I have just written one simple function just to keep track of my order. Okay. Anyway, my intention is not to tell you how to do coding. You can do coding in any language possible. My intention is to share you about the knowledge of Git. So now let me just deactivate the environment. So because I am a Python user, so I need to follow this instruction. If you are any language, if you're working in any language, you can follow some other instruction as well. But anyway, my intention is to tell you about Git. So I will just going to deactivate the environment. Let me activate the environment. Conda activate my ml underscore project. Clear. Okay, now if I'm going to see that whether my Git is installed or not, I will just type git hyphen hyphen version, and you can see that my Git is installed. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to follow the three command. So I will tell Git, because Git is already installed in my system, so I will tell Git that first initiate into my local system. Okay, so now the git init command will going to initiate and awake the Git which you have recently installed. Okay, so my first command has been done. What is the second command? The second command is use the git space add space dot. What is this dot? Dot is your current directory. Oh, okay, so you are still in the dosa order tracker, right? So inside this current directory, see, if you just want to see the current directory, let me just clear these things mess. Then if you just want to see, type pwd command, which is present working directory. So you are under this directory. If you want to type the ls command, so these are the file which is present in your directory. Now if you going to use the second command, git space add space and then dot, what it will do, it will going to add all the file which is present in under your current directory. It is going to add it and initiate it for saving. I hope you clear these things, right? Now what is the next command? The next command was to use the git commit. Okay, so let's do the commit operation. Git commit -m, and then my first project, my first project, enter. So this is what the git commit has done it for me. What it has done? It has saved my present changes, whatever the changes that I have made, or let's say whatever the project that I have created for now, it has saved it. Okay, let's do clear operation. So if I supposed to run, let's say git status command and git log command, what this git log command is supposed to tell me? What is this git log command? Git log command is going to tell me that when I have done my last changes. So it is telling me that this is 20th March, this is this date, and this is your first commit. Got it? Now let's do some changes here. So let me create some extra file, some extra changes that I want to do. Let's say test.txt. Any file, any changes I can do. Let's say this is my second change. So the Rohan is doing the second changes in the project, and again he wants to save it using the same command. So what he will do, he will going to initiate this git add, then he is going to initiate this git commit -m, and then second changes, and he will press the enter button. Again, let me clear these things up. Now again, if I want to check all the previous commits that I have done, which command I will use? I will use git log command, git space log command. So you will see that this is my first changes that I have done on this date, this timing, and this is the second changes I have done on this date and this timing. Now suppose if Rohan wants to, because currently my head is at this position, it means that I am currently standing on my current changes which I have done. What are the current changes? I have just added the text.txt file into my present code. Now suppose he again, Rohan mind got changed and he wants to again revert it back to the previous commit, like the previous changes. How he will go? He will just going to type git checkout, and then he will just going to copy this commit ID, copy it, paste it, and enter. What it will do, you can see that this text.txt file has automatically got deleted. Isn't that amazing? That now Rohan can easily able to switch back from one code to the other version of the code just by using this git. So tell me, isn't that really amazing that now you have a multiple track, multiple version of the project at the one single time just by three command: git init command, git add command, git commit command, and then the git log command and git checkout command, right? And again, so let's clear this up. Again, if like Rohan's mind got changed and he wants to switch back to the changes that he has done before, so how he will do? He will just go to git log and he will check that currently the head is at this position. It means that my first project is the name of the Rohan's first commit. Okay, these were the first commit. In the second commit, Rohan has added some other file. How I will see that other file? How I will see all those commit? I can simply just run the command git log hyphen hyphen. If I want to see it in graph format, graph hyphen hyphen all. One simple command. Can you see the graph? Can you see the graph here? This is the head, the current where the Rohan is working, and this is the other project on which the Rohan has previously worked before. And this project, have you remembered, this project has one .txt file, and if again Rohan wants to work on that file, how he will go and work on it? Same command, right? Git checkout, and then this id, right? This is the commit id. Just copy these things and you will see that magically if I press enter, one file is supposed to come, these text.txt file. Isn't that really amazing that how Git has evolved so far that it can able to do your project management, the different versioning of the project again. So if the again Rohan wants to move back to the previous file and again start working on it individually without touching this entire file structure, how he will go? He will again just go git, then log, again then hyphen hyphen graph. If he wants to see everything in a one fashion, hyphen hyphen all. So this is my current head. Okay, this is like where Rohan is currently working in the second changes. Now suppose again if Rohan wants to work on the first changes, the first file, and these two files are completely independent of each other, so you can do changes in this one and it won't have to hamper the other changes. Similarly, you can do the changes in this file and it won't hamper these commit, right? So again, let's say that Rohan wants to again work on the first file. How he will go? He will just go git checkout and then this file. Now you can see that now the Rohan has currently working on this file. So in this way, you will save your project in a very individualistic manner. Okay, so let me clear this up. So what are the things that we have learned in the today's lecture? So let me just recite it. So we have learned about how to initiate the Git, then how to add Git add command, then how to commit with the commit name, then how to check all the previous commit using git log, and then the other extension of git log. So in total we have learned the 4 to 5 command in the episode 1. I hope you get it, so that next time if Rohan wants to develop the project, he will be conscious that after completing the project, what are the sequence of commands he needs to keep in the mind. The first is git init, the second is git add, the third is git commit, and then if you want to check, then again git log. Okay, and if he wants to check the all commit, then again git log hyphen hyphen graph hyphen hyphen all. It will going to tell all the commits. Okay, so in this way you have learned about the entire episode 1 of the Rohan's problem. So in the next episode we will be learning some more insights of gits. Okay, thank you all, thank you for connecting, and now let's move without any delay to the next episode, because next episode is far more interesting. Thank you all.